like to ask you to...
We're going to do it. I'm sorry.
Okay, Martin.
A rousing ovation for Mr. and Mrs. Schneiderman.
Thank you. Can you all hear me? All right. In order to get this going, we have to bring out, first and foremost, I'd like a standing ovation now for the Bat Mitzvah, Sharon Bat Schneiderman. How about Sharon said to me, Dad, what happens if the decorator doesn't show up and we have no decorations? What happens if the decorator is arrested? Yes. And what happens, Dad, God forbid, that you did like you did at Danny's and keep all the good lines for yourself? And what happens, Dad, really, God forbid, if there's no humor, no jokes at the candlelighting? And I said, Sharon, humor is not the issue. Because when the people see your beautiful and studious face, and that meshes with the gleam of pride from your parents, which leads to a cascading feeling of happiness and joy in the congregation, what more could you ask for?
Dad, you can get away. Dad, you can get away with that stuff at work, but not here. I want my candlelighting service.
All right. The timing is not perfect, but we're getting there.
Do it again next week.
Okay, we'll try again next week, okay. Chef? Okay.
This is a very tough act to follow. Many of you might have heard of our great pride in the fact that Danny got accepted to Columbia University next year. But I know that many of our friends are going through this particular year, so I wanted to enlighten some of you on the selection process and the criteria that went into this decision. We had some very interesting statistics. The first was that Marty said that when he went to Clark University, there were 2 boys for every girl.
There's no boys schooling here.
Marty said that this made his social life particularly deplorable, particularly since he had such extraordinary good looks. At least that's what his mother had been telling him.
She still tells you. Right.
It wasn't until he got to Columbia where the law of supply and demand changed dramatically. He said at Columbia there were 2 girls for every boy. Danny was impressed by these statistics. He said if it could make Dad good looking, imagine what it could do for me. And so, on such a serious pedagogical criteria, the decision was made.
Or shall we?
Yeah.
Are we supposed to close?
the first candle, my sister Shelley. She has taught me so much, swear words even my parents don't understand. She's taught me that little sisters are born to serve older sisters. But mostly, she has taught me how to be a loving, caring sister. Danny and Shelley, please come up and light my candle.
All right.
My grandmother is a woman of great talent and wisdom. An accomplished pianist, cultured and politically opinionated. Very opinionated. She has taught me much by her deeds and words. My Nana was nominated Citizen of the Year in her hometown of Gainesville, Florida. She has contributed so much to that community, but still has so much left over to provide plenty of direction and advice to me, whether I want it or not. One thing I do know is that we look forward to her continued leadership, friendship, and love. Nana, come on up and light a candle.
Joining my Nana will be her son, my Uncle Ken Barton. I know that I speak for my sisters when I say how much we appreciate the time we have been able to spend with my Uncle Ken. An interesting and talented man. In fact, my dad not long ago said that Ken should be considered for the Secretary of Defense, since he is just as experienced as John Tower. They say you can tell a lot about a person by the company they keep, and Ken's been keeping company with the most wonderful, down-to-earth lady we know, Lil Safer. Thanks, Lil, for bringing Ken down to earth. Will Doris, Ken, and Lil please come down and light a candle?
Now I have the honor of introducing my in-laws, Marty's folks, Gert and Nat Schneiderman. Over the years, I have come to love and respect and admire my in-laws. On the report card of life, they certainly rate an A+ on many subjects: commitment, caring, love, and nurturing. I must admit, though, as to cooking, my mother-in-law is really a B-. It's not her strong point. She used to say that when Marty was a little boy, he was all skin and bones. Now I know why. She uses a smoke detector to see when her meat's done. And her matzo balls are in the PGA. But Marty received his nourishment in many other ways. And since we've been married, I must say he's filled out very nicely. Joining her partner in life for over 50 years is my father-in-law, Nat Schneiderman, who was also known for having a very famous son. Come on.
You know, my dad has a great sense of humor, and it's been one of the great gifts. Well, lately I will say that occasionally he has more complaints than he used to have, right, Zadie? So, example of this, just last Sunday I called up. I said, Zadie, how are you? He says, I got a sharp pain in my neck. A sharp pain in the neck. Did you go to the restaurant I told you to go to last Sunday? Yeah, I went. How was the food? I don't know, I had a dry mouth. Is a dry mouth gone? I don't know, the stomach aches took over from the lousy food at the restaurant. Do you still have the stomach aches? No, well, but I got a backache from running to the bathroom. A backache is a little dangerous. You ought to go to a doctor, Dad. They give me a pain in the neck. I said, that's why I came in. He said, I got to rush. I go into that restaurant you recommended. All right, Zadie, you love it. I'm in trouble.
I want to thank Marty, my beloved son, for expressing in detail all my pains. My back, my stomach, my throat, except one pain. I love him, but it's a pain in the ass.
The next introduction is a little bit difficult here. It's my sister and brother-in-law. I have to admit this, but they are liberals. Did you hear that? Liberals. In this town, it's rough. They are so liberal that they have no patience with intolerance at all. And in this town, it's rough, because the FBI can do that background check. You know, I've been considered for some very high-level positions. I've taken very conservative views. I went to one interview and said, I am vigorously opposed to abortion. I am vigorously in favor of capital punishment. In fact, I went so far as to say I believe we should execute people who have abortions. That's how much I value human life. But I think the background check, they found out my sister and brother-in-law were liberals. But liberal or not, we love them a lot. Bob and Bernie, come on up for a lighting.
At my bar mitzvah, Mike lit a candle with his sister, the great Dr. Vicki Feldstein. Vicki couldn't make it today, so what did Mike do? He got engaged. I have met his fiancée Amy, who is bright, beautiful, level-headed, and mature. Despite these attributes, I hope she is able to adjust to this family. Will Mike and Amy please come down and light a candle?
All right.
week-long trip from Florida just to light a very little candle. We appreciate it very much. Joining Auntie Minnie is her grandson, who has been committed to the worthy ambition of beating my dad in basketball, a dream my dad has said is not yet fulfilled. Come on down and light a candle.
Uncle Bob must be a real animal lover because he's always talking about the dogs and the horses. Uncle Bob will be lighting the candle for me, but also for himself because today is his birthday. Joining Uncle Bob will be his daughters-in-law, Heidi Green and Wilma Green.
Let's all sing happy birthday to him.
He didn't hear, we'll have to do it over again. Wait a second. No, no. We'll do it. Not again?
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay.
No? Cut it. Thank you.
Many of you may have noticed that most of the candle lighters tonight have been from Marty's side of the family. This has been the subject of some frank and rather productive discussions between Marty and myself. However, tonight I'm going to call my first cousins, David and Jessie Harney. We have a lot in common besides mutual grandparents. That is, David and I do, but Jessie and I probably have more in common, even though we're not related by blood. We're both married to Vidians. Now, David has more toys than Marty. I don't know if that's possible. Anyway, later on tonight, you'll see a Cousins production, and hopefully you'll look forward to that from these two major league Vidians. But David and Jessie, please come down and light a candle.
Now,
We can do video, but I didn't realize how many told me I was coming.
You lit a good candle. Nice candle. Good candle. Now, most candle lightings end with family. But we've chosen not to do that. We have so many friends we regard as extended family here that we've thought we might have just a few friends selected on some sort of representative sample. So please don't be offended. It was sort of a lottery type selection here. And the losers are, in any event, we thought we'd start off with a group from, we have representatives here of the famous firm of Steptoe & Johnson. You'll recall that 5 years ago, I had a good-sized contingency of Steptoe & Johnson. I divided it into groups of people who were sane and otherwise. The otherwise couldn't, which couldn't come? The sane people couldn't come this time, that's right. So we had to figure out another way of working out the seating. We've been able to work out a way that deals with a rather divisive issue at Steptoe. There are some at Steptoe who think the firm is great because it has less billing. Others think it's because it writes great. Is there any, where are they?
That's Billy! Great! That's Billy! Price great! That's Billy! Price great!
All right. Oh, I told you they were insane. Representing the Rights Great group is Sam Perkins and Carolyn Cox. Representing the less billing is Mark Silverman and Nancy Silverman. Come on up and light a candle.
Some friends who we know since we're married. First, I'm going to introduce my oldest friend. She's sitting right over here, Minna Alexander Schwartz. I've known Minna since, well, let's see, we're 11.
Let's not say oldest.
I wrote down on the card since I'm 12 years old, but actually it's 11 since we were 11 years old. Minna and I have had many parallels in our lives. It's in fact almost eerie how many parallels we've had. To begin with, we were born on the same day of the same year at almost the same time. We lived across the street from each other for many years and were in fact the best of friends. Neither one of us were raving beauties, but we both said that perhaps that has nurtured our inner souls. By the time Minna was 14, she lost her mother, and within a year, I lost my father. We both married men who were both born in June and have the initials MDS. We both had sons, our first children, who were 3 days apart. Now, I was telling Marty all about this, and he says, well, He says, you know, there really is one very big difference between you and Minna. He said, you happen to marry someone extraordinarily handsome.
That's what Minna always tells
Now,
me.
what Minna and I both agree. Neither one of you are raving beauties. We've shared many good things and bad things together, so come on down, light a candle.
Was right. That was doing a great job.
Our family has many close friends we have known for years. Representing this wide and diverse group is Linda and Bill Goldman. The reason we select them in particular is because Linda is known in Bethesda circles as Saint Linda. Most of you know that Mom had a job at Justice Department that required frequent travel abroad for extended visits. She left Dad in charge of all the heavy equipment of the house: refrigerators, freezers, washers and dryers, and the like. He was also looked to for feeding, cleaning, transporting, and other responsibilities that were foreign to him. Who was there to look to for help? None other than St. Linda of Bethesda. Time and time again, she rescued us with a hot home-cooked meal or a house to call to point out where the dial on the washing machine was. Let the sick have Florence Nightingale, that the Third World have Mother Teresa, and that the homeless have Mitch Schneider. We, the endangered of Bethesda, have our Linda. So will Bill and Linda come light a candle? By the way, Bill is the only guy I know who is nice enough to live with a saint.
While we get ready for the next one, I just wanted to mention that this concern that Sharon had about the decorator was in fact a true premonition. 10 days before this event, we got a phone call that our decorator, who already had a significant deposit, mind you, to buy balloons, blimps in fact, had been arrested, was in jail in Arlington, and was not coming out till well after April 1st. This caused some great concern. I will say that in my heart I feel good that at the Arlington jail today is a little cell with a happy bat mitzvah balloon this big. So there's some joy somewhere else. And Mr. Don Smith came in and in 10 days did a wonderful job. So he deserves a round of applause. Yeah, go ahead.
Now I would like to call Billy and Debbie Burkville to light a candle. The Burkvilles are good friends, and in fact, Billy's company, B&B, is catering the dinner tonight. Billy told my dad that unless he got to light a candle, we would get paper napkins and Folgers instant coffee. Dad said that candle lighting ought to be worth a 5% discount. Somehow they worked it out. Deb and Billy, please come on down.
next to last introduction is a couple here tonight who came all the way from Texas, the Brigances. Steve and Peggy. Well, Steve was an old friend at Steptoe and Johnson. I taught him all he knows in about an afternoon. He left and became a client, and more importantly, he is a very dear and close friend. But I call him for a special reason. It's his generosity. Ladies and gentlemen, to come here from Texas, he spent 80,000 American Advantage miles. That's not all. Come on. I usually don't get into gifts, but he gave us a gift. 50,000 Delta miles, right? Hold it. 50,000 American Advantage miles. I'm not talking Eastern stuff, you know. 3 first-class upgrades, 2 Avis rent-a-cars, and a hired coupon. That generosity, let's add that up, that's 180,000 miles, huh? That generosity could come from someone from Texas. Steve and Peggy, come on up. Now for the last introduction. Sharon?
Now I would like to recognize some people who have almost as much influence on me as my own parents. Certainly, I've spent so much time at their houses that I have my own toothbrush and towel there. Dad says that if I spend one more weekend with them, they may claim me as a tax exemption, whatever that means. Would the Epsteins, Gebhardts, and the cops all come down and light a candle?
The candle lighting. A little bit later tonight we'll have the Cousins video production if we can get the big screen working, but thank you very much and have a good time.
Looking back on these years, I can reflect, and
Like a mirror.
I'm reflecting.
Okay, I know it's been like a... Get away. No.
Shut up, Sabrina.
Okay, I've been making fun of her for a long time and been counting down the days, like, 10 days, 9 days, until the final day came. And now she can make fun of me. Okay, but... Yeah. Okay. 4 weeks and 4
Yeah. Well, for Robbie Bergfeld, I'm Justin Tejada saying good night and God bless you.
We'd like to welcome you to Munchkin Land. For all the other girls here, we're very proud of you. Yeah, Sharon. Thanks a lot.
Sharon.
Congratulations. Bye, Sharon. Bye. Hello?
Sharon, we're really proud of you. We really are. We mean it. And you did a really great job. You really did. We mean it.
Totally.
Yeah, for sure. Have a really great Bat Mitzvah. We really mean it. Love ya.
Sharon, Juanes de Mexico, don't get run over. K-Tal, love Deborah. Okay. My name is Ellen.
My name is Sarah.
And we're here to say we love Sharon in every way. Your party was neat, it can't be beat. The waiters were nice and they served lots of ice. See you later.
Alligator and a wild crocodile.
Okay, Sharon, you're a great friend.
And we love you lots.
Love, Sabrina.
And Hillary.
You did a really good job and you looked really pretty. Sharon, you are beautiful. Okay, well, I feel like such a star with this microphone and everything, but we're really proud of you and you really were good, and and the party's great, and happy April Fool's Day. Hope you had fun, and we're not going to Greece. And we're not going to Greece.
Okay, when you hear the singing,